Moments ago, I was singing the theme song to Moving On because this year, the trucking industry is celebrating 5 decades of innovation at the MidAmerica Trucking Show in neighboring Kentucky. Joining us today from the show to discuss how breakthrough technology from Truckstop.com is easing the country's supply chain strain is tech expert Paul Hochman. Paul, thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, thanks for having me. It's kind of an exciting place to be. It's all getting set up. It's loud, it's big, it's cool.
So what are some of the trends we're seeing at the MidAmerica Trucking Show?
Yeah, first of all, the MidAmerica Trucking Show is one of the biggest in the world, certainly one of the biggest in the country, and trends are made pretty obvious here pretty quick. And what's really interesting to me is what you would normally associate with trucking. Huge rigs are right here. There's like more steel and heavy metal and chrome around me than I can describe. But the trend is technology, high tech, is being layered on top of that. So basically high tech to make it possible for these drivers to get their loads picked up faster, to make sure they're driving with a full load. Remember, an empty truck is the enemy because they're not getting paid. Technology is the trend that's being layered again on top of all this heavy metal.
Tell us about Truckstop.com and how that is having an impact here.
Sure, well, that's a great example of that technology. Truckstop.com is basically a platform. Anybody who's ever looked for a car online, if they want to buy a car, they look on a platform. All that data is put in front of them. You want to rent a place for a vacation maybe? You look for homes or apartments to rent, that's a platform. Well, Truckstop.com is the same thing. It's a platform where all the loads, all the brokers, all the shippers all come together. Well, now there's Truckstop Go. Truckstop Go is an app that does the same thing for the driver. All that is in the power of their hand. It mobilizes their operations. So instead of going from here to Louisville to Atlanta and hoping they can find a load and making phone calls, now they look at the app, they line up a load, they make sure they get the best deal, they're getting paid the most for the least amount of time. That's where it's all headed. And Truckstop.com obviously is helping not only the truck driver, but the industry generally, and supply chain challenges are being met with this technology.
Given all of these new apps in the trucking industry, what does the future look like for the truck industry?
The future looks like more drivers. There are 100,000 drivers needed right now, and one of the challenges of attracting those drivers is making sure they get paid fast, making sure they're not on the road too long. The future is apps and services and platforms that attract drivers because they know they can get paid well, they know they are not going to be away from home too long. So I would say that it's going to get bigger. That's the trend, and it's all going to be served by technology like Truckstop.com.
He is Paul Hochman. He is at the MidAmerica Trucking Show in Kentucky. Thanks for being with us this morning, Paul. Amber, I'm going to leave with some more truck singing. And the white line, it's the lifeline of our nation.
I'll do the dance.
There you go. Like